Many of you have heard me on the radio show refer to my mom or to mom. Excuse me. Her name is Lori. She's married to my dad. She is technically my stepmother. My birth mother died a horrible death from stage 4 cancer a few years ago. She was in a great deal of pain when she passed. Lori is my mom. She's the mom I've got. I love her with all my heart. I know she loves me with all her heart. And she's mom. That's why I call her mom from now on. She is. What has that got to do with anything? Well, it has to do with this. She raised issue with me over something that I spoke of on yesterday's vlog. So I'm going to clarify some things. She knew and knows of a man that died of something other than COVID-19, and the doctors reported that it was COVID-19 on the death certificate. And I made it known that many instances COVID-19 is present. They give a test, and if the person has the virus and they have other ailments, the virus will use that ailment to kill the individual. And she let me know, no, there was the virus was not present in the person. So I felt it incumbent upon me to explain some things, and I did with her last night. A lot of this virus debacle has to do with politics. Most people do not understand that, but really and truly, the release of COVID-19 was to subjugate this country and put us all underneath the thumb of those that would want to rule us, not serve us. The Oversight Committee for Health and Human Services had a little-known regulation they issued last year that it made it possible for hospitals to get more money, doctors to get more money, if they just put down the individual died of COVID-19. They did it with medical examiner offices, all that stuff. Why would they do that? Why would they dole out that cash? The same reason they will dole out cash to the general population, you and me, in the form of stimulus checks and stimulus for your businesses. I actually had a representative of the group that's helping send that stuff out. They did a cursory investigation and found out that Ghost Shield Entertainment Group LLC is an actual registered company, that I am a sole proprietor. It's an LLC as a means of protection for me getting sued. It's an entertainment company. I have produced music albums. I have helped people get their albums out there. Primarily it's been for music, but let's back off for that for a minute, pull that apart. They approached me and wanted me to go ahead and take out the loan that doesn't have to be paid back if I pay my employees with it. I had Facebook try to get me to do it. I had people from the actual agency try to get me to do it. When I explained I have no employees, sole proprietor, and this is the only employee, they tried to push the issue and say, well, you could go hire somebody and pay them and you'll get the money for free. I've had employees in the past. The tax headache for that is phenomenal. It really is. Now, to Mom. That's one explanation on how, and to everyone else, the power brokers wanting to subjugate the rest of us. So they push a narrative that is not true. You're seeing that happen right now with the election. They've already got King Joe in the driver's seat. He's already putting his cabinet together. He's already making decisions for the country. He's not president yet. If he does become president, it won't be till January 21st, 2021. Now, that's one way of there's let me show you something. If I can find one here, I had one. This is a quarter. There are two sides to that quarter. There's two sides to every coin. There's two sides to the COVID-19 problem, the pandemic we've got. One side wants to use it to control everyone. The other side wants to use it to shore up and build up businesses. Now, what does that have to do with anything? It has to do with this. We are being pulled both ways, folks. The Democrats want abnormally high numbers of the pandemic. That way they can enforce stay at home. They can push us to go ahead and wear a mask everywhere we go. I do anyway because I'm extreme high risk, as is my wife. If Linda or I get COVID-19, there's no getting around it, folks. Even if, me especially, if I got a mild case of it, it will kill me. Probably the same with my sweetheart. That is the truth of the matter, and that is why every day I go and I fill out one of these. They're a full day behind. The numbers don't come up until 11 o'clock by the Oklahoma State Health Department. I do the United States Department of Health and Human Services, Johns Hopkins Hospital, William and Mary Hospital, the Oklahoma State Department of Health. I use multiple sources to get the numbers I have that I read out every day, 5 days a week on my radio show, which I'll be doing later this afternoon. Now that's the Democrat side of more actual numbers than there really are. They push that envelope. Then the Republicans are on the polar opposite. Theirs is they want to under-report it. Our governor has downplayed it. He's opened up everything. The schools are open. Right now, COVID-19 is going through the school systems in Oklahoma like wildfire. And yet they keep the schools open, keep the kids in there. At 12:30 today, my wife is getting a phone call from my grandson Ashton's teacher. We've got to get all that straightened out. The schools are overwhelmed. They're ill prepared to deal with all this. I'm a big believer in public education. Children need the socialization that goes with it for the most part. But the Republican side of that coin, they want to under-report the virus and make sure everybody's going to work, make sure that everything is open, that all businesses are able to conduct business, and keep the economy going and make the economy roar. Talked with my friend Jerry the other day, my best friend, and he wants to know what my money guys are saying about what's going to happen. Here's what they're saying. In February, they're going to devalue the dollar. His money guys said it would be November 5th. That didn't happen. I can honestly say I knew it didn't happen because the guys that he listens to and reads are shills for big money. And they always have an investment plan you can invest in. They're hucksters. The guys I have in my loop, my guys I talk to, they're just friends of mine. They've never tried to take advantage of me. They've never tried to sell me anything. They are patriotic. And I believe personally they're honest. And they make really good projections on the economics, the economy of this nation. Folks, we're in a depression now, and it's only going to get worse after the first of the year. Dana Coverstone made a statement. He saw in his dream he saw UN troops on American soil in December and January, and Russian and Chinese troops here, and the Russians telling the Chinese to go do this and that here and there. Is that going to happen? Honestly, don't know. But I will say this. They're going to find a rifle behind every blade of grass in the South. Maybe not elsewhere in the country. You've got a bunch of real knee-jerk liberals. And that brings me to my last point I'm going to make. Anderson Cooper, Kathy Griffin, a whole bunch of other folks poking fun at Donald Trump and talking about what a righteous man that Joe Biden is, church-going, God-fearing man. Joe Biden is a thief. He's a traitor. He endorses baby killing because he endorses abortion on demand. His running mate, Kamala Harris, is a whore who whored her way into the United States Senate. I cannot be any clearer than that. And YouTube listens to this, or somebody files a complaint because I made that express statement about Kamala Harris. Oh well, it is the truth. I said yesterday or the day before yesterday on the vlog, if you go to a different search engine other than Google, you can find that information. The money brokers are patting each other on the back, and it's just like what Dana Coverstone said. In one of his dreams, he saw politicians in back rooms smirking and patting each other on the back because they pulled one, a great one. Well, that's my explanation as to what will transpire. Mom, I love you. Give my brothers hugs for me. My brother Michael Paul, I know you don't get down to Norman from Oklahoma City very often to see your mom and John. Love all of you watching. I hope your day is a really good one. I have to get off here. It is Monday, and I have an extremely busy day today ahead of me. I got to go buy a toaster and a bunch of other things. Love you. God bless you. And be kind to one another, please.